And the executioner who pulls the handle didn't put the guy in a noose, didn't convict him of a crime, didn't put the sack on his head, didn't build the hangman's stand. So now this proxy war against Russia, to try and weaken it, it's backfired. And I've heard estimates between 650,000 to 1 million plus Ukrainian young men are dead, including some NATO militaries mixed in there, because any one of these aircraft batteries or these Patriot missile systems or these French or English systems, they come with big massive teams that are trained on them from day one to the day they're out there in the field. And if those were hit, we were losing American soldiers, the British were losing British soldiers, and the French were losing French soldiers. But the media needs to keep you entertained, so you don't hear that shit. And as in the book 1984, the enemy was not really real. The enemy was there to keep the population on the brink of starvation and death. Therefore, they would always fall into the arms of Big Brother. You know, we got your universal basic income here. You're going to own nothing and be happy. Plus, the food you're going to be eating in the stores, that won't be stores anymore. It's going to be all fast food. It's going to be bugs. Now, right now, the food you're eating in the fast food restaurants is somewhere between 50% and 30% beef. Everything else is fake artificial fillers. And I'm sorry if you eat these fast food places and you don't know this and don't want to hear about this. For us Christians, God says don't go into these temples and eat the food in the temples. And a temple is a image or something that is worshipped and lifted up. So Ronald McDonald, in a sense, is a false god, is an idol in a temple serving food sacrificed to that god's system of how he feeds his servants. And when you see the real ingredients inside of a McDonald's hamburger or a Taco Bell or a Burger King or a Wendy's, but in the future there will not be any beef in there because Bill Gates doesn't think we should eat beef. Maybe, maybe not. But in the movie with Charlton Heston, Soylent Green, the food was the people. And the people that was turned into the food were those who rose up because there was not enough good government, food, and everything else. Anybody got a line? They round you up, turn you into food, fed you back to the remaining population. And if you think about it, the Georgia Guidestones were mentioning that, bringing the world population down to 500 million. And when you hear some of these rich guys talking, you're like, we got our androids, we got our robots, we got our AI now. All we need is a few service techs. So why would we need all these billions of people on the earth? We just need a few million so we can glean their children, keep them for our own private uses, and we need some techs to keep our robots and shit running, because a robot isn't going to take up welding or pipe fitting or fucking electrical or any of that shit. But you people sitting in cubicles, I'm unfortunate to say this, AI is going to replace you quick, and then you will be more unemployed people. My suggestion is you should probably learn a trade, be able to do something that a robot can't do. At least today, they can't do it. But the first thing that's going to go is going to be the desk jobs. It's all going to be replaced with AI. I had this in one of my later videos. Come on, Pete, let's go this way. I had this in one of my later videos. AI coming in to replace, come on, Pete, replace people working at desks. And I'm like, shit, I have enough problems trying to get to a real human being when I have a complaint or I want to discuss something with a real person, and now it's all going to be robots or AI. Oh boy, you know they use AI when you bring your rental car back? They use AI to inspect your car. This is a new trend. See if you damaged it. Pretty interesting, huh? But anyways, digressing back. We still have no new mandates for small businesses. We have threats around the world. Do this or else. Russia's not blinking at our... Now I heard it's 2 nuclear submarines we put off the coast. Russia's like, we're not going to... You can't threaten us, United States of America, Trump. You can't threaten us. How can you... You can't do nothing to us, and we can't do back to you. And as far as this for us Americans, so far, we haven't had any Russian attacks, like hit maybe... Probably not civilian targets, which I'm going to say they probably won't, because Russia's not Israel. But I will guarantee you, if Russia gets tired of getting hit with Patriots or Tomahawks, they might do a zircon target on the Tomahawk manufacturing facility in America. Then Americans, I want to know what you're going to think about that if they blow that up. Because the news is going to pump it. Or they might spin it into get rid of it. But Americans, if you were to find out that Russia retaliated because they're tired of getting hit with our Tomahawks and our Patriots, and they blew up the manufacturing plants, and we don't have many here in this continent, and they hit them all, what would you as an American think? Would you then want to go to war or say, Trump, just nuke them? Or would you go, what the frick? We've been telling you to get the fuck out of these wars. But Trump, he said he was going to get us out of wars, but he's not. You could stop the war. Trump single-handedly could end the war in Ukraine by saying, that's it, no more weapons. You go sit down with the Russians and make peace. But unfortunately, Russia said, no. Russia's ultimatums, their only way they'll come to peace is if, first of all, the land they have now, they're keeping. Ukraine's going to be demilitarized and denazified. They don't want any more Nazis in the world. Now, as Americans, we know the history given all the time about the poor, by the Jews who the Nazis went after. But I find it funny that a Nazi was celebrated in Canada. And most of the freaking military battalions in Ukraine are World War II leftover Nazi battalions. Azov battalion is just one. They have their swastikas all over their vehicles, but our media keeps it out of your face. So that way you think Russia's the bad guys, and we're really not over here using our tax dollars to support Nazis, because we've always been told Nazis were bad. They did the freaking genocide on the Israelis in Europe during World War II. But now we Americans are seeing those people, the Israelis, doing a genocide on a very far significant, less defendable population over there next to Egypt's border. And it's interesting that they found gas under there. Could you imagine the people that were naturally born on that piece of land there, if that was made, how wealthy it would make their state? Yeah, me too, I know that, but it's not how the world works. And theater don't work on me, and I hope theater's not working on you, because I do my own research outside of the regular propaganda what they're giving us every day. And I think where this is going to lead is to, well, what Edgar Casey said. Russia's going to destroy the one world order, which would be, in my opinion, the West. No, I take that back. The Federal Reserve banking system versus the new banking system, which is based on freedom and equal rights, or the federal system, which is based on you do as we say, or we get rid of you, or we devalue you, or we steal your national saved currency, or we sanction you so you can't spend the money. But if you're not in the bank and you don't use the currency of that system, none of that applies. And there's the BRICS system. The theater to us Americans is that those are the bad guys attacking us, and in the end they're going to say those bad guys destroyed our economy. But I've been watching since Ross Perot our economy engineered dismantled precisely as it was engineered to be dismantled. And the whole time, they've been keeping Americans focused on everyone else for the destruction and the downfall of our industries and our what we used to be as a country. They keep saying it's China's fault. But China didn't put a gun to the last presidents to say, bring your manufacturing over here. Ross Perot warned us that these presidents, Clinton and Bush, were going to send your manufacturing over there because they knew what they were going to do to you in 20, 30 years after it's all gone. And then after everybody lost their jobs, in come the big frickin' pharmas and the doctors prescribed those boys. They started prescribing them opioids. Got them all addicted, maybe not all of them, but they were prescribing to them antidepressants, which were basically opioids, which were coming from Afghanistan, which was another country we went in and invaded. And the Taliban tried fighting to keep us out because the Muslims don't believe in drugs. But they spun it here in our part of the world that these guys are evil and they keep attacking the people. But the people was the pharmaceutical corporations trying to make money by growing up poppies there, turning it into freaking opioids and then selling it back here to everyone who just lost their jobs because their manufacturing where they used to work just went to China. Boy, howdy. I hope a lot of you guys follow me know that stuff because they've been doing it for a very long time. And now here we are. And I mean a very long time. Ross Perot and even before. But Ross Perot warned us on NAFTA. Oh well, it's too late now. And so here we are. We don't have any new industry coming back. The threat of war is higher. Our economy is no closer to rebounding because Trump is threatening again and people are like, screw that, I don't want nothing to do with your fucking system of freaking payments and trade and deal. You're going to sanction me. If I freaking get out of line, you'll devalue my currency because it's part of your system. They're all freaking, they're like, you could either call it rats leaving a sinking ship or just the passengers escaping the Titanic into the lifeboats into bricks, and the lifeboats are bricks. And all the rest of us are going to be locked down below decks to drown with no economy, hyperinflation, no food in the stores, riots in front of us everywhere. There'll be riots everywhere because of that. And when they round you up and you vanish through these FEMA camps, Alligator, Alcatraz, it's just pathetic considering we have all these unused FEMA camps everywhere that we've been following for decades. And the lead on that was Alex Jones. And all of a sudden that stuff's forgotten by everybody, even in our podcasters. Come on, guys, bring that stuff back in. So, there it is. I think we're running out of valuable time here. We're already past the currency war. The trade wars are not working, so America's losing on the trade wars. The next thing, the only other card America has, is to launch nuclear weapons and hopefully try to make you and me, the American citizens, believe that it was their fault. But the whole time up until this very moment, the second, Saturday, nobody has gone to really do any sit-down negotiations anywhere. It's only been threats. And if this is the art of the deal, it's not going to work. And we're going to end up going to war. And they're going to blame it on the other side. It's never going to be our side. In 1984, Big Brother has never harmed you or me. Remember that. Especially guys as old as me. You knew where the economy was before and you know where it is today. So with that, let me know what you think. Remember, share, like, subscribe. Leave me your comments. This is Richard and Pete. Walk about, talk about. And we'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Jesus saves.